top of it. Is that not the most beautiful thing you ever have seen in your life? Oh my goodness, it is so, so pretty. AC Moore, y'all, I think is where I got this. So I've been wanting to use this ribbon, and I got it from AC Moore a while back, and you can see Country Craft Corner. How in the world are you guys doing today? It is so good to see you again, and thank you so much for stopping back by to see what I'm up to. And what I'm up to today is I'm going to be working on that little corner shelf in my kitchen eating area. And I have a couple of ideas of things that I want to do with the shelf, and I've decorated the shelves, the 3 shelves on it a little bit. And I think I am going to use Rich's fabric garland right here on and around the top of it. Is that not the most beautiful thing you ever have seen in your life? Oh my goodness, it is so, so pretty. And I'm gonna wrap some pastel lights around this, and I think that's really gonna make it pretty. That corner is really dark, so I've really enjoyed. I had Maria's fabric garland that was done in the more burgundies and country, which I loved, but when Rich sent me this, it just inspired me to go ahead and make this, you know, go into that corner and wrap some lights around it to keep that corner nice and lit. I love it. I love to see it lit. Then I'm going to make a little swag with just a 9-loop funky bow, which this will be good for a beginner. This little swag that I'm going to make, and I'm going to have it, I'm going to attach it. I have a green, one of my wrought iron pieces up on the top of that. So I'm going to make a swag to attach on to that. So come along with me as we do a little bit of crafting and a little bit of creating, and yes, another bow tutorial. I know I do a lot of those, but that's not all I do. Anyway, let me turn this camera around, and we're going to add some lights to this. And then I'm going to be honest, we're going to move over here onto the barcat or onto the island and sit down. And I'm going to make the swag sitting down because my back is just really tweaking me. So I'm going to try to sit down and do a little crafting today. Anyway, all right, I'll be right back when I get the camera turned around, and we'll wrap some pretty pastel lights around this beautiful garland. All right, be right back. I bought these last year. These are 35 mini lights, and I'm not positive of where I got them. They don't have a lick of a, I have no clue. I think Joann's, no. AC Moore, y'all, I think is where I got this. But I couldn't tell you because there's nothing on it that says. But it's 35 mini lights. I think will be plenty to go down this, I hope, anyway. Let me get it out of here. I don't even know whether these will still work, you guys, or will work. I've had them in a box all year, hoping they will, though. I do not like these plastic things. These hurt my hands when I try to get these lights out of here. Look at this. I mean, it should not be this difficult. Ah! Gracious. Okay, let me plug them in first. Say a little prayer. Yay. Okay, I want to stretch it out here a little bit. Okay. I think this is going to look really super pretty. here too, so it doesn't come off. Love tie wraps. They have many uses. Alrighty, here we go. Okie dokie, here I am over here on this other side of my island. Okay, here I am on the other end of my island here, and you can see I've hung the little garland up there. Isn't that pretty? It's gonna be so pretty in the evening with those pastel colors on it. It is just so pretty. And you can see the big scrolly thing I have up on top there. So I think that needs a little something something, because you really can't see it. It's sitting up against, you can see it better now, up against the Greige. Isn't that pretty, against the perfect Greige there? But I would still like it to pop a little bit more when you're looking at it from a distance. So I've been wanting to use this ribbon, and I got it from AC Moore a while back. And you can see that it's got pinks and corals and greens in it. So I thought, I'm just gonna make a 9-loop funky bow. So I thought, wouldn't it be pretty, and this is a little pinker. I got some of this and the stripe looks pinker in some. This is one of the more like pink ones. The other one is more of a deeper pink, more of a rose pink. This is more of a bright pink, kind of more like this pink. So, or this pink, you know? So I think that'll pair beautifully with it. And then I'm gonna put this green one with it too. And I thought that'll make a real pretty 9-loop funky bow. And then you're gonna see my florals here. There's the florals that I'm gonna use, excuse me, as I put my camera down here so y'all can watch me. These are all the florals I'm going to use to make a little swag to tie onto that green wrought iron piece. So first, let me cut some of this ribbon up. I need 3 pieces of each, 3 strips of each, and I'm going to go ahead and make them at 24 inches long. Let me put my measuring device out here at 24 inches. I'm going to cut this ribbon and dovetail it. I'll come back and show you how to dovetail when I get to the last one. And then I'll be back and we'll make this 9-loop funky bow. Okay, here I am back. And let me show you how to dovetail. I just pile all 3 ribbons up on top of one another. And I fold it in half lengthwise. Then I go to the fold and I cut down at an angle. See that? Not a real deep angle, but an angle. Cut through that wire, and that gives us a dove's tail. See that? It just pretty much just makes the edges of the ribbon pretty. You don't have to do that. I see a lot of people roll up the edges or, you know, do other things to it. This is just the way I like to do it. There we go. All right. Now let's make us a 9-loop funky bow. Lay out all my ribbons here. My pipe cleaner all ready to go. All right, now the reason I call this a 9-loop funky bow is because I have 9 pieces of ribbon, 3 of each type, 3, 6, 9. And if you would like a copy of my funky bow cheat sheet, I have one in a blog that I will link below. And you just go into that blog. It's entitled The Salvation Army Girlfriends Getaway Weekend. And you just go into that and you'll find a PDF of my funky bow cheat sheet, and you can print it off and you'll always have my instructions with you. All right, so here we go with the easiest of the 3, 4 I make a lot more funky bows, but the 3 main funky bows that I make, this is the easiest of the 3. So you just pick up your first piece of ribbon and fold it right in half. Then you go to, I think I'm going to go to about between 5.5 and 6 inches. Let's go ahead and do 6 inches and make a 6-inch loop. Then you want to go to your back tail and you want to twist that back tail to bring both tails moving in the same direction, at least for now. They're going to get messed up and they're going to get twisted up and all that kind of stuff, but at least at this point I like them moving in the same direction. Okay, do you go to the next piece of ribbon in your pattern of ribbon and fold it in half again, go to 6 inches on your measuring device, and then you're going to twist it. You're going to turn that loop the other direction this time. In other words, you're going to point it down from center. Think of my thumb as the center of the bow. Some loops are going to go up from center, some loops are going to go down from center. Every time you pick up a strip of ribbon, you're going to turn that loop the opposite direction for a 9-loop funky bow. It's not that way for a 12 or 16, but that's the way I do it for the 9-loop funky bow. You turn that loop the opposite direction each time you add it to the bow. So here we go, next one. Pinch it together, kind of an accordion it together, and pile it in side by side by side. These 2 ribbons are super thick, so you might see me, even me, struggling with them a little bit because they're super thick and gonna hold their shape lovely. Okay, there we go. Now I turn that bow. So there we go. There's our first 3 loops in our 9-loop funky bow. I'm gonna start the pattern over again. Go to 6 inches and turn that loop down from center and add it in. And there's the doorbell. And there's Sam barking. There we go. All right, next one. Chris has got a sign for that, or I would have gotten up and get it. He's painting. Okay, here we go. Turning that loop up from center. It's okay, Sam. And this one, we're going to turn down from center. Here we go, funky bow. 3 more to go. I'm going to turn it up from center this time. Pinch it together, and I've just let this ribbon kind of fall into the crook of my fingers, and I'm not squeezing really tight to it. I'm holding it shut, but I'm not squeezing it, and that helps with the cramps. If you can let up on your grip a little bit. Now we're gonna do down from center. And twist. And the last one, we're going to point it up from center. Gotta wait a second. Dad's in a bad place. Hang on, bud. Sam thinks that somebody came to the door. He's got to go out now. There we go. And that looks like a jumbled mess right now, but you'll see it's gonna shape up very nicely. Take your pipe cleaner, lay it over, and try to find the center of it, and then lay it underneath your thumb. And go ahead, Sam. Come on. Go get Daddy. Go get Daddy. Go ahead. Go outside, bud. Here he goes. Pull the bottom around the bottom and the top around the top, and squeeze as tight as you can. Get these fingers in your dominant hand, the one that you've been adding the bow in, the loops in to the bow with. Get those fingers up as close as you can, pinch together, and twist. I twist both. I twist the bow and I twist the pipe cleaner. Here we go. Now, the most important part of any bow is the fluffing. So now is when the magic starts to happen. You start fluffing out your loops. Make them all big and pretty, and make sure you put your hand on every single one of them, pull them forward and up into the bow, and make it into a gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous bow. Again, you only have 3 loops of each, so make the best of each loop, you know? Like I've lost a floral one. Where's the, there it is. Oh my goodness. That is super pretty. Just one soft, pretty bow. You can always cut your tails down if you want, if you feel like they're too long. You can separate them out so that they're not all together in one jumble. You can do whatever you want to your bow to make it look the way you want it to look. I'm kind of pulling the loops up, and I'm holding, kind of pushing that away from myself as I pull the loops up. That looks really pretty. I may end up putting like a flower inside of it. I don't know. But next thing I'm going to do is to make a swag to tie this pretty thing on. Isn't that a pretty bow? Oh my goodness gracious, you guys. That is super pretty. Wow. You cannot go wrong with these colors, y'all know? You just can't. They're just so pretty and soft. All right, now let me probably need to put this up a little bit so you guys can see me. I've got myself a bunch of tie wraps right here of white ones, because goodness knows they're my new best friend, you know. So let me bring some of this stuff over here. I've got pinks and peaches and creams, which is what I want. Now, first thing I want to do, I want to get these two. I'm going to turn them on each other, just like that. Oh, I haven't taken. Okay. So I know I don't want it super, super, super big. So I'm going to put these pretty close to one another. I'm probably going to end up bending them a little bit once I get it made. That's a pretty big bow, but I don't, you know what, if I can manage it, I think I want to cut it down just a little bit. I don't know whether I can get my snippers around this or not. Look out. There we go. Now let me see if I can do it again on this one. I need safety glasses on. Look out. I will retrieve those. Okay. Whew. And there we go. I think that's about how I want it. Right about like that. Now, I'm not going to tie these together yet because I'm going to add some more stuff to it. Remember this from that wreath on my front door? I'm going to add some of that in. these little tufts of pink. Let me see here. I've got 1, 2, I think I want these 2. One way, one the other way. Just like that. I'll just take the price tag off. And I'm going to wait for the flowers. So that's it for this. I think I'm going to go ahead and tie these in. Just like this, and make a big bundle. I'm trying to make it pretty even as I can. Okay, I'm just going to take some tie wraps and I'm just going to put about 3 or 4 of them around this. Now, I'm going to add this on, cut this down. I don't want to use the twist tie. I want to use one of these tie wraps. So I feel like that holds it tighter to it. Okay, I'm going to try to get it right in the middle as best I can. There. And I'm pulling it really tight. There we go. I smushed the bow. But there we go. Look how pretty that is. Just a little bit of a spray. That is so pretty, or swag. Some people call them sprays, some people call them swags. I call them both things. All right, now, do I want to add flowers? I don't know, you guys. I do have these 2 really pretty peachy ones. That may be really pretty. The other one fell on the floor. And I do have some of these down in the couple of vases down in the on the shelves. I think I do want those on there. Other than that, I'm not sure I need much more than that. Maybe more. Now, how about just a little rose petal? Come on now. I'm just putting it through the pipe cleaner there. I'm trying. so I don't have to glue it. I really don't want to glue it. There we go. Tie wrap those on. That looks pretty, and that'll be it, you guys. That will be it. I'm putting it right up underneath the flower, the bloom, so that the flower itself will hide the tie wrap. There we go. And I'm going to get it attached to that alrighty, I think that'll do it. And I'm going to go ahead and get it attached to the wrought iron piece, and I'll be back to show you how I decorated the shelves and for some final words. I like this. It is super, super, super pretty. Soft and pretty. You could even do that as a centerpiece, couldn't you? Just put it on a table, lay it on a table as a centerpiece. That'd be pretty on a coffee table, or, you know, that'd be pretty. You can do so much with swags like this, you guys. Sky's the limit. And how pretty. What a statement, huh? All right, I'll be back. Really? Okie dokie, everybody. I've got everything set in place over there on my corner shelf, and I'm fixing to take you over there and show you everything that I did. Excuse my kitchen table. As I said, Chris is painting the mudroom, and I might give you a sneak peek of it over there, just of the walls. We don't have anything back up on the walls yet. But he did paint the mudroom. So he got that done today, and he's waiting for it to dry, and he's actually out on a power walk right now. And so I am fixing to sit down and do some relaxing this afternoon. I'm going to get me a cup of hot tea. And I'm going to sit down and I'm going to respond to some of your comments. This is actually the day that I put up my front door wreath, and your comments have been just lovely today. I thank you always, 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 always. I thank you for every single comment that you leave me, you guys. Sorry, y'all touch my heart every day. Every single day, y'all do. And I appreciate every single one of you. I really do. And I try to respond back to everybody. And there are times when I'm not going to be able to, you guys. There are just, that's just the nature of things. That's just the way life goes sometimes. But if I can, and when I have some spare minutes, when I'm sitting there with my computer, I definitely try to respond back to as many as I can. Once you see my heart show up, y'all know I've read it and taken it to heart. But please don't get your feelings hurt. Please don't be hurt if I don't get a chance to give you my words back. Please know, hear me talking to you. Hear me saying thank you. Anyway, I'm really happy. I always say that, don't I? Oh my goodness, it's terrible. But I'm really happy with how this turned out. I kind of surprised myself on this one. I woke up this morning with an epiphany about putting a spray up on top of that wrought iron. And I'll show you up closer up when we get over there. But I was just sitting in the family room looking at it this morning going, man, that is missing something. It needs something over there. It needs a little oomph, you know. So I came up with the spray, and then adding the lights to Rich's garland, his beautiful garland. Oh my goodness, it's really pretty. It's soft and pretty over there in that corner. But anyway, I wanted to say my final words while I'm looking at you here. I don't like to say them behind the camera. I like to be able to look you in the eye, so to speak, when I say these, because they come from my heart, and I mean them every day. And I know that usually there's somebody out there who needs to hear them. And as I said in my Cozy Corner video, today might not be your day, but tomorrow it might, you know, or yesterday might have been. Or, you know, you just never know what is happening in people's lives. We just don't know. We don't know the turmoil they're in, either physically or emotionally or any other way. You know, we just don't know. So we just have to keep them in our prayers. And I do keep you all in my thoughts and my prayers. So let me just say, boy, I can ramble with the best of them, can't I? That I hope that all is well with everyone. And I hope that those of you who are struggling or suffering with a catastrophic illness or chronic pain, I hope you have someone there with you, taking care of you, helping you get through each day, making the very, very best out of each and every day. I hope there's nothing weighing on your minds or your hearts, pulling your attention away from where you want it to be or from where it should be. I love y'all to bits, to bits, to bits. Hugs all around. And I keep you in my thoughts and my prayers every single day. And remember, in crafting, there are no mistakes, only unique creations. So with all that said, I'll just say while I'm sitting here looking at you, until next time, y'all take good care. But hang on, I'm going to take you over there and give you a whole little tour of that corner shelf. Alrighty, be right back. Forgot to do that in one of my videos. Mwah! My poor table. Look, I still have stuff on it. I still have that little... there to do, and I've got my powder room to do. And I'm thinking I'm probably not going to use all this stuff in those two places, but I'm not sure what's going to happen to all this stuff. A lot of this goes back in my mom's soap shelf, you know, that is usually hanging here in the mudroom. Here's the mudroom all painted in Greige. Look how pretty, no curtains on the walls yet, but look how pretty. It looks great. So that finishes off the paint job for now. You know, everything is painted. Everything is painted. So I cannot wait to give you a tour, my spring tour. It should be coming up here as soon as I get everything done. But anyway, there we go with that swag. Isn't that pretty? And look at it against the Greige walls. I'm telling you guys, these Greige walls are helping my decor just pop, honestly. So you all saw how I did that. And then I just put a couple of pink candles in these are very old candle holders I got from That a couple of years ago. I'm actually holding this on, I'm wanting the light to shine out, so I'm afraid this is going to pull that candle ring off there. So hopefully that'll stay. Anyway, there is Rich's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful garland. Look how pretty. It is just the prettiest, most full garland, honestly. And then on the shelves, I bought these two little vases at Hobby Lobby a few weeks back out of the spring shop. And these are the same peonies, or this, I bought 2 tufts of those peonies from Amazon. I found that flash sale. Well, this is the other tuft. Those 2 up there, and then these 3 here on these shelves. But I just made a little arrangement in that little blue vase with a kind of a green pick. And then I got that little bunny from That, and she lights up. And then I just laid a piece of what was left of the peach of what I put up in that spray there. And then I've had this bunny. She's kind of a stone bunny, similar to what I put in my kitchen window, only she's in green. And there's another peony and another little pink ceramic bunny. And then I've had this candle holder for a while, the pink candle in it. And then I just made a tuft of the same accent pieces that I have up in the spray up there, or swag. And I just tied it together with tie wraps, and I tied it around this candle so that it would, candlestick, so it would stay up there. Sam's tail sometimes comes flying through here, and I didn't want him to swipe it off of there. And then the bottom shelf is just the same, you know, another little vase with some greenery and a bigger bunny. And then I just have her sitting on a pretty little towel that I got from And That last year, not this year, 2018, not this year. And then I just put another couple tufts of the peach. And that's, I used that whole thing between the wreath and then here, I utilized that whole thing of peach flowers. But anyway, I don't know that I can get all the way back far enough. Excuse the ladder. And I've got a couple of sweaters hanging there. I mean, this is our house. Also, too, you can see here, Chris is going to try to hide that for me. That's our one of our little things that comes with the remote that turns on all the lights. So we're going to try to camouflage that in some way. But there it is. It looks super pretty. When I look over here in the evening, I'll try to remember to come over here and take a picture and put the picture at the end for you guys so you can see it lit up in the evening hours. But anyway, that will be it for this corner. And I'm super happy with how it worked out. It's so pretty. Happy spring, y'all. Happy Easter, happy spring. Kind of, again, a combination of the two here. But anyway, that'll be it for this one. So I've already said the final word, so I'll just say one more time. Until next time, y'all take good care. Bye-bye.